deadlifts are not bad for you if you know how to do it correctly. Hi everybody, Andy Shea here from Reborn. Now it's going to be a quick little deadlift tutorial on the 3 most important things that you got to do, or the 3 steps that you got to go through when you're doing the deadlift. So step 1 is actually the setup of the bar. So it's how you get to the bar and start that movement. Step 2 is the pull itself. So when you're here, you're driving off the floor and you're locking out. And 3 is the lockout itself. How you position your body at the end of the movement is going to determine if you actually completed the deadlift or not, right? So the basic setup of the bar is you want to start with your shins, with the bar as close to your shins as you can. Now the closer the bar is to your shins, the lighter the weight is going to be, the more you should be able to pull, and most importantly, the less load there's going to be on your lower back. Okay, so a lot of times people pull with the bar too far away from their body, and that is normally why they end up hurting their back or feel like they're straining a lot in their lower back when they're doing that movement. Okay, so step 1, setup, bar close to your shins. 2 is you want to have a nice neutral spine as you're hinging down towards the bar. And 3 is your shoulders and arms should be as close to a straight line as possible. So this is where you should be as you start the setup. Now, most importantly is tightening up your lats and bracing your entire body before you even pull. This is what they call wedging. So if you look at a lot of powerlifters, when they get down to the bar, they tighten up their lats and you see them tug the bar a little bit to get even tighter. So when you're here and you're fully wedged, basically, no matter what direction you push, like if someone pushes you from side to side, you shouldn't move because all your force is going straight to the ground and your hands are locked into the bar. So if you're here, notice the bar is already bending and it wants to come up before I even pulled it. Okay, so that is the setup. So the second is the pull itself. So when you're here, your lats are tight. So notice I'm kind of twisting the elbows inwards and I'm pulling the bar into my rib cage, and it's literally touching the shins the entire time. So that's step 1 of the pull. 2 is you're not standing up, you're hooking your hands here and you're pushing your feet through the floor and you lock out at the top. Okay, so it's not a pull actually, it's a push and you're driving your feet through the ground and your hands are just hooks. If you try that already, you'll notice the bar feels a lot lighter and it kind of just floats up. That's how it should be. Okay. And number 3 is to keep your bar as close to your shins as you can. So notice when I'm here, my hips, I'm locked in, and as I push, the bar is virtually dragging across my leg the entire time. Now, step 3 is the lockout itself. So when you're at the top, you want your spine to be neutral as well. So you see a lot of people hyperextend and they kind of drive through and they're sitting over here. That's a lot of strain on the lower back and absolutely unnecessary. So instead of sitting back into it, you want to squeeze your butt cheeks, push your hips through the bar and the bar through your hips. So your hips are pushing this way and your arms are still pulling that way. So notice the entire time you're kind of pulling the bar towards you so the lats stay tight, and when you're here, they should not move. That's the most important thing at the top of the part. And 2 is to keep your ribs down. Okay, so you see when they end up here, the ribs pop up. So it's a rib flare. Mark Fisher calls it the rib boner. Perfect analogy. So stop that rib boner, keep your rib cage down so your core stays tight, and squeeze your butt cheeks through the bar. All right, so those are the 3 most important steps of the deadlift. And if you do each part correctly, that's where things go right. When one part breaks down in each part of these, that's where injuries normally start happening or you can't lift as much. So hopefully that helps. Andy Shea here from Reborn. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, just put that in this feed and I'll get back to you. Hopefully this helps you deadlift a little bit better. And yeah, have a good day. Bye.